No, 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 no heroes. No, 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 no heroes. No heroes, baby.
Hello and welcome to another deck profile on our channel. Today we are here with Roberto from Team K2, a good friend of Matteo. And yeah, hi Roberto.
Hello, guys. Hello. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me here.
Roberto, thank you that you have time for the deck profile. You made top 16 in our event with 1,000 people. This is insane. And maybe you can tell us about the tournament experience and the matchup of the day.
Tournament experience. To be fair, like no heroes. I feel after all their work they're doing with trying to have the online tournaments be safer and safer. I joined the tournament way more lighthearted than I usually do. I've had bad experiences with cheaters, and I know this thing is not gonna fix instantly, but I for sure enjoyed a lot the tournament. And well, besides the fact that I actually got cheated, but at least the guy got disqualified in the end. But I really loved all the journey in the tournament and the people. Beside the cheater, but yeah, it was very good, and the judges are great, very professional, and yeah,
Thank
from
you
like
for
from
that.
the external point, it was amazing. It was very good. Like literally, if it wasn't for the cheating experience, this would have been for me personally the best tournament yet, at least online, of course.
No, thank you.
Um,
Very nice.
but but um, but yeah, I think we're doing good improvements in the at least for the online scene. So I'm glad of that. Um, Speaking of the actual tournament for me, I would say I had a decent run with REIJU, like in terms of matchups.
Mhm.
First three first three rounds, I got three katakuris, which for me I feel like it's a good matchup. I always win unless I get high rolled by triggers. Kataguri is a pretty straightforward deck, so I can prepare myself um, super well about what he's going to do in every single turn. The only thing that I cannot really prepare super efficiently is triggers. So if he triggers a lot of pieces, then it gets a little bit tricky, and it's the only really realistic spot where I can lose. So it's a good matchup for me. Fourth turn, actually don't remember exactly. I think it was Saka. Because after the three katas, I don't think I got any more katas. Then I got pretty much all Sakas and Gecko Morias, and the white beard on tour 7, the guy that cheated on me.
Mhm.
So yeah, basically I picked Reiju for this tournament because I was expecting a lot of Saka and Moria. We are in Europe. It's they are super represented decks, and I feel like it's still a lot of people still don't really know how to really handle properly the matchup against Reiju. So I see that as an edge to exploit with this deck, and a lot of Morias and Saga don't really know what they have to do in this matchup. So I was super confident that unless I was gonna be playing against a super strong player, I was gonna win every single Saga and Moria matchup, and that is exactly what happened. I only lost to I don't remember the guy name exactly, but he's a very strong player, and he played perfectly against me. He also saw very good cards because it's still a difficult matchup for both sides, but he played very well, and he deserved the win against Sakazuki.
Mhm.
But yeah, pretty much I played Reg because I was expecting a lot of Saka and Moria, and I was feeling more confident being the Reiju in this equation rather than just playing Saka and playing Mirrors or um, or Moria. To be fair, I think these are the three real decks that you could play at least in OP06. Uh, and yeah, I don't remember exactly like from round four going onwards what were the matchups, but was pretty much like three Saka and three Moria, something like that, and then the Whitebeard, of course, on turn seven. Which
Yeah.
Whitebeard is not a really great matchup for REIJU, but when you see Pudding, you're fine, and so I played Pudding against that match that game, and so actually the setup was good. Like in a perfect world, I should win that game if if nothing tricky happens. Let's say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's very sad. But
Yeah,
maybe in
it's
the
okay.
next offline regional, is maybe it's the best playing experience for all. And yeah, this was your matchups, or is that there are some matchups left?
No. If I remember correctly, I only played like pretty much. I think I played three Kata, three Saka, three Gecko. Pretty. No, I also played the one. No, I played the one Raging Mirror. I played the um. I think two Saka, one Raging Mirror, three Gecko. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very nice.
a Raging Mirror is a little bit. It's very weird because of course the player that gets the advantage of the ramping first basically denies the opponent of activating his effects until he minus two times or plays judge, so it's very tricky. And I got the high roll from my side. I started with the first the ramp, and then I aggro him a lot, and he could not get back into the game after playing judge because I just aggroed so much. Mirror is not really an incredible skill intensive matchup, unfortunately. But
Oh,
I
okay.
was not expecting a lot of rage, so
Yeah, very interesting. Thank you for the matchup informations. And I think we can go into a deck. This is the next
yeah,
step.
sure thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For the deck, of course, I was playing for stages. Nothing really to talk about this about the stage, and for events, for consistency in finding the stage in the early game, and then finding the combo pieces throughout the game. Then, of course, counters searchable, very important, and also very strong because uh, actually from I see some Rage players never really using her, but sometimes I even use her mid game, not only for the end game to try to close out the game, because in the end game she can get blue from trash or red from trash and just close the game, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Then for other 2K counters, we have for Kayas. Um, Basically for consistency in the early game when you don't find the stage and you wanna kind of get your deck starting, you can play Kaya on turn one or on turn three to speed up your deck. Get the big ones. When you discard the big one in this deck, it does not really feel like a minus from your hand because it's where you want them to be. So basically, she's almost cycling without effectively doing you a minus, so it's very strong. But you really only use her if you didn't find stage yet. When you find stage, you stop using her. So and
Mm-hmm.
then she becomes a 2K counter, of course.
Yeah.
Then the double fingers. I love the double fingers because I think they are super relevant in the Saka and Gecko matchup, especially when going first. I actually differently from many Reiju players that I talked about. I love going first against Gecko Moria. Um, like I set up my list so that I will go first against Gecko Moria because every Gecko Moria sends me first anyway. So I'm basically always winning dice. And with four double fingers, um, and for Queen, I really feel like I have an edge going first in that matchup because basically on turn three, I'm mostly doing nothing. Sometimes I'm just playing this, which is good, just playing this without evolving because it's gonna bait him into not go Perona. I will go like greater option and clear, and it's good. And then on turn five, I have four cards to play, which lead me to doing setting up judge in a proper way because in the matchup really the game state where you mostly win from is when you go judge with a fair amount of cards in hand, like I will say 4 plus and three life. If you can do judge pretty early, then you're fine and you should win the game. So when you do queen, you You put a blocker on the board, you filter your hand, you draw a lot, you draw three cards and filter one. Then the opponent has to deal with the blocker, otherwise she just gets free value of the blocks. And then you go to 6 after you play R on 5. You just hard cast something. You either go pudding, big rage, or big blue, and then you instantly go to judge. When you play double finger instead, you are at 5. You discard one card. You ramp. You go to 6, and the next turn you can already play judge. So in both with this both displays, you get a good setup for judge, which is incredibly strong against Moria and against Saka. Um, so that's why I love double fingers, and I'm
Yeah.
playing for double fingers instead of any other 2K counter that there is.
Yeah, very
Then
nice.
of
Very
course,
nice to hear and very nice guide.
nice. And of course for the family pieces, the rages. I mean, nothing really to say about this card. It's just broken. You cannot play less than 4 and 4. A little bit spice. I'm only playing 3 blues instead of 4 and 4. I played 4 and 4 most of the time, but for this tournament I decided to go 3 and 3 because I wanted to add the puddings, and I really don't want to cut anything else from the deck. And I said this 1 and 1 is the only cut that I feel like doing. This is the only piece of the family that I only want to throw maybe once, twice a game, and the others I basically just want to spam. So it's the only realistical cut that I think I thought I could do in the deck to add 2 puddings, and so I went 3 and 3 here, and I felt it felt very 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 good. Um, and so I will not change it. I think it's fine for 3 and 3, especially with black yellow Luffy in the meta. I think it's pudding becomes super relevant. I cannot not play her, and so I'm very happy with the 3 and 3 and playing the 2 puddings.
Yeah.
About the 2 puddings, before black yellow Luffy was in the meta, I was not even playing them because they felt like I was really only playing them against Sakazuki, and still she basically has 1 or 2 spots where you can actually throw her against Sakazuki. So in an entire tournament, maybe I would play her 2 times, and I don't think it's a good enough card to take away 2 spots in your deck. Now with also Black Yellow Luffy being in the meta and Pudding being super strong against Black Luffy, I decided, okay, I need to play her, and so yeah, I put her in the deck, taking 1 spot and 1 spot from the blues. Then
Yeah.
of course the reds. I mean, incredible card.
Mm.
The high roll of seeing multiple reds in a game is just incredible. The deck feels super strong when you see multiple reds and you just rush the oppo down. And then of course the 2 deads, which is the core card in the Saka and Gecko matchup by far. If you don't see those guys, you just don't win the matchup. But when you see them, you're very happy. And what I really think is really skilled about this card is not really throwing the first one, but setting yourself up to throw 2 of them, which is I think playing 2 judges is is the most satisfying thing you can ever do, because it really sets you up to win some incredible games against Saka and Gecko, and I think it's very very skilled to set yourself up to play 2 of them. You really have to prepare a lot of turns in advance to really play 2 of them effectively. But when you do, you're probably winning the game after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is for the deck list.
Yeah, that's your deck, and at the end of your deck list, maybe you have some or one favorite combo of your deck.
um, what I really think about REIJU is she's not strict at all about what she has to do. She's very very exploitative, I like to say, because you really play REIJU based on what is the opponent doing. In terms of is he countering a lot, is he taking life aggressively, so what is the opponent doing really leads you to play different. So, for example, if the opponent is taking life they should not be taking, then I can go and I can go HG and rush him down. Otherwise, if the opponent is countering a lot and is going low in cards in hand, then I can flood the board and take advantage to turn after with many attacks, which are super exploitative when the opponent has low cards in hand. So what I really like about REIJU is her versatility in throughout the game and mm, giving you access to a multitude of possible plays. But if I had to say one specific combo that I really loved and
Mhm.
I think it's super funny is when you have 7 Dawn and you go this guy into this guy, bounce one card, and then you go pudding. That is that is super funny because basically pudding bottom decks a card, and of course it's strong when opponent has 6 cards or more in hand before doing blue because you bring him to 7, and then he has to go -2 from his hand. If he has more than 6 cards, if he has 7 or more, it's just broken combo. And then of course this is also when you're 7 Dawn, you just do 1 Dawn minus, so the turn after you can go judge. So it's very, very strong. It's actually incredibly strong against Sakazuki and Tugeko, this kind of combo.
Yeah, this.
Otherwise, the deck is not really like it's a combo deck by definition, but it has not super strict combos. It's like
Mhm.
super exploitative in terms of what you have to do given the game state. So very, very, very funny to play.
Yeah, this was a very cool combo. Yeah, and I think very special. And at the end, Roberto, any shoutouts?
Um, I mean, of course, I want to shout out my team.
Mm-hmm.
They're amazing, and of course, they help me uh, get better and better every day, and I love them. And my friends from my local community, every single one of them, they're all amazing, and I feel very, very, very blessed to have a local community like I have. Um, no like you guys for really creating an amazing tournament and what's the English word, like bringing justice to the table, yeah, and
Thank you.
yeah, not really anything else. Was a pleasure. Thank you for asking me this deck profile. Was a pleasure.
Yeah, very nice to hear. Thank you for the words. For me, say hi from me to Matteo and Giovanni, and shout outs to Team K2. And yeah, this is your deck profile, Roberto, and see you next time. Bye.
See you next time. Bye bye.